we're doing well. Welcome back to another episode of CS News. Going to hop right into our first story today, and that is a new FaZe roster for all of you. Kiyoshima will now be back in the active roster, and will be replacing J-Keem, apparently effective immediately. This is according to Decay, guys, who actually announced this a long time ago, and apparently it's now become official as J-Keem will now have to reprove himself to jump into that starting lineup. It will be Kiyoshima, who was at first bench when Kerrigan joined this lineup not too long ago, guys, and he is now back in the starting roster, and they will compete for their first event. First off, they will have ECS matches. We'll see how he does there, but also their first event comes in a couple days this weekend at the iBuyPower Masters, which is going to lead into IAM Oakland. So if they go top 4 there with Kiyoshima, we can assume he will also play IAM Oakland with his team as well. So best of luck to Kiyoshima. Can he reprove himself? And some very curious and interesting news, guys. Apparently Dennis will not be playing with Fnatic in their roster for Eleague Season 2 Group D, which happens on November 18th. So still a little over a week away, guys. Not this upcoming week, but the week after that. That'll be the final group of Eleague Season 2, and an important one because obviously if Fnatic go top 2 there, they advance and go to the playoffs of Eleague Season 2. So very important group play there. But apparently, according to Vugo, their former coach and their manager over there at Fnatic, they have said the same personal reasons that kept them out of ESL Pro League Finals will also keep them from playing with Dennis at Eleague Season 2. So I'm going to be very curious to see what Dennis says about this announcement. Maybe he comes out and says what those personal reasons are. But as of right now, he will be replaced by a former Fnatic stand-in player that is Jumpy from back in late summer. That old Fnatic roster had Jumpy stand in for a short amount of time and a very short stint there. He will also be standing for Dennis here at Eleague Season 2. I'm pretty sure ECS matches, though, it'll still be Dennis on Fnatic's roster, which is kind of unfortunate, though, because also not only is it an important qualifying for Eleague Season 2, but we've seen these last 2 weeks in ECS and some other short stints here that Fnatic roster has slowly but surely been getting a lot better. So I do have a lot of faith in these guys. They've been showing a lot of strength, especially in ECS matches, beating teams like Dignitas very recently. So this team is looking very good, but unfortunately, Dennis is out for the time being for Eleague Season 2. And in very important North American and South American news for all of you guys, the American Minor did wrap up last night, and it could have been so much different than the results on screen right now. These are your top 4 teams. Cloud9 obviously swept out of that group. They beat TSM and Pain Gaming right away. They are number 1 seed. Echo Fox will take your number 2 seed, followed by TSM and Immortals. Now, why I'm saying, guys, first of all, this is very unfortunate for Cloud9 because they obviously did not expect Immortals to go number 4 seed, and they will play them in our next, in our American Minor, the closed qualifier playoffs, where the top 2 teams actually move on to our E-League Major. So very unfortunate there for Cloud9, as they will have to beat Immortals first of all to actually have a chance at qualifying for the E-League Major qualifier as well. So these top 4 teams on screen right now, guys, we do have Cloud9, Immortals, TSM, and Echo Fox. Of those 4 teams, 2 of those teams will go to our E-League Major qualifier. So only 2 of these teams advance, but we will expect Cloud9 to be one of those teams. But first of all, this could have been so much different than the results that I showed on screen, guys. Cloud9 won out, that's that. But TSM, they actually swept Pain Gaming quite easily, so I believe TSM and Cloud9 definitely earned it. But in Group B, it could have been so much differently. It could have gone so much differently for teams like Echo Fox. So first of all, Echo Fox never had to play Immortals in group stages. They also had a very close best-of-3 series with Muffin Lightning. Muffin Lightning was a team here that could have gone through. They're actually right now in Mountain Dew League. They would have been a seriously big surprise team and would have loved to see them advance, and they almost did so. They had 2 chances, guys. They had 2 best-of-3 chances, one against Echo Fox, one against Immortals. Immortals swept them quite easily, but against Echo Fox, it went to map 3 and match point. They actually lost Echo Fox 16-14. So Echo Fox, if they would have lost that match, then would have had to play a best-of-3 against Immortals, and you definitely take Immortals in that matchup. So Echo Fox takes the number 2 seed overall, but they could have very well been out of these groups and not even in the American Minor. So those are your 4 teams, guys, as of right now. In order, it will be Cloud9, Echo Fox, TSM, and Immortals. And yes, Cloud9 will face off against Immortals in our first quarterfinal matchup, guys, with TSM facing off against Echo Fox, and those top 2 teams there will qualify for our E-League Major, which I do expect to be Cloud9 and Immortals to fight their way back to the losers bracket, but we'll see how it turns out. One of those teams might not make it. And it's actually kind of crazy how much CSGO we have going on this weekend alone, especially these upcoming weekends as well. But this weekend alone, in the next couple of days, guys, we have 4 pretty semi-big tournaments, the first of which comes to be iBuyPower Masters, which leads into IAM Oakland. The top 4 teams there will qualify for the bigger tournament in the next couple of weeks. We also have Northern Arena Championships happening in Canada. We also have 2 Asian tournaments going on right now, the first of which is the ROG Masters. Now, why this is important is some really important Asian teams here. We will not see Tai Lu here, but we'll see the team 5 Power, notably there in the Chinese scene, as well as BOT, otherwise known as the Boot lineup. They're being coached by the former Fnatic player for 1.6 in that era, that is DSN, coached that lineup. He's been coaching them for a couple months now, and this will be one of their biggest tournaments they participated in so far. So look out for the ROG Masters, guys, over on, I believe it's going to be Starletter, as well as we have another Pacific tournament, another big tournament here, bigger than our last one, and one of the bigger ones this weekend, especially for the Pacific region. This involves, we have actually Australian teams, Immunity, as well as Atletico doing here. We also have Cyber Zen, one of the top Chinese teams. MVP Project also here, one of the top Korean teams there as well. And also a big surprise here, this tournament's actually allowing draws. So they do a best of 2 series in the group stages, and they're allowing draws to happen, which means they tie 1-1. And this has actually knocked out MVP Project. The Korean favorite here is already knocked out of group stages, guys. So kind of a surprise here for WESG. That's the tournament it's going to be called. So WESG, pretty big tournament here in the Pacific region. It has some big teams and already some big upsets. So you're going to be looking out for that. I believe that's also on the Star Ladder channel over on Twitch. So watch out for these tournaments this weekend, guys. It's going to be a lot of tournament play and a lot of CSGO going on this weekend. And then some quick, speaking of iPower Masters updates for all of you guys, we will have Flipsid3 with a new member. This is actually a UK guy. So for any of you guys who are UK fans out there, the rise of UK maybe hasn't begun, maybe not, but it will be a UK player known as Smuya who plays for Team Sex. It's spelled CEX, but he will be standing in for Electronic on Flipsid3's roster. Apparently, visa issues have kept Electronic from making it to iPower Masters, guys, and that will be starting in the next couple of days. So watch out for that. Flipsid3 out of these groups right here, probably one of maybe the top 6 teams here, but not definitely a favorite for this tournament. So really curious to see how this UK player does, guys, and if he can make a strike for this team. Also, brief news for all of you guys, Electronic was a trial member, so this could be noted as of right now. Flipsid3 may be trying to try out another guy as well, because Electronic is not on their certified roster. So best of luck to Smuya. That's how you pronounce his name. I was told that this morning. So he will be playing for Flipsid3 for his first big tournament ever, and that will be iPower Masters starting tomorrow. And that's going to do it for today's episode of CSGO News. Thank you guys all for watching. I just want to thank you all for the great support lately. My videos have been kind of not doing too well lately, and I'm trying to stick with CSGO News and trying to, motivate myself to do that. So you guys have definitely been helping out with that. So thank you guys all for the great support. Also, quick shout out to both my sponsors. Now, I want you guys to know, as of right now, Tipify, it's free betting advice. It's not a website you can go and gamble on. You can't bet real life money on. It's just free betting advice for all of you guys. If you bet on CSGO matches, it's free advice and also daily, weekly, and monthly giveaways there. That is in the top line description. And also shout out to my sponsor, Scooby. If you guys have any crappy skins, I would recommend this website, skintradesfast.com. If you guys have any crappy skins that you can't trade or sell anywhere else, thank you to my sponsors. Now, Tipify, not really a sponsor, just helping out a friend. It seems like a great website. Hopefully going to be a sponsor in the future for more giveaways for all of you guys. But thank you all for showing support to both of them as well. So thank you guys all for watching. As always, my name is Jake. I will see you guys all hopefully tomorrow, or I might take a weekend off and just enjoy myself and just take a week off from CSGO in general. So hope you guys all enjoy. Thank you all for watching. My name is Jake. Remember, I like you.